What is it? What happened? When inside, imechoma kasubu. Ako? Morning, please. Morning. You have one lesson. Oh, eh? I thought I just started the meeting. No, nasema already I'm in that class and there are 30 students. I'm in that class where we have Alex Mboy, Alan Chumukundo on Sunday. The thread union. I thought tumeingia.
Yango maltimiriki.
Bonjour, j'espère que vous allez bien. Today it's time for French. And I want us to do something about negations. In other words, la négation. I hope you can all hear me. About la négation, we had done something about it previously, but I want us to revise it so that we can be up to task with it. So for a start, I would like us to see some PowerPoint presentation here that has notes on la négation. Then after that, we can do a small quiz here and ask questions. Yes, and then we continue that way. For those who remember, before I show you that presentation, you remember about negations in French. There's one basic rule of negations which we use: no plus verb plus pas. No, in this case, is ne. Remember, ne-no plus verb, the verb now in the sentence, then pas at the end, so that it becomes a negated sentence. It becomes a sentence in the negated format. Just a moment, let me show you the presentation. There it is. You can see it. Yes, so that is what I was telling you. You can see it on your screen. Just a moment. Negations. Two words. The two words that we're talking about here are the no and pas. The no comes before the verb in the sentence, and pas comes after the verb in order for it to negate. However long your sentence is, when you're told to negate it, make sure you remember to follow the basic rule that is no plus pas. When you see the sentence is too long, and some of you will be afraid of the sentence because you think maybe these words are so complicated, you just look for the verb in the sentence and you negate it. For example, we can see here in this example, j'ai un livre. J'ai un livre basically means I have a book. That is, in this case, the verb is avoir. Avoir that has been conjugated in the present tense. Avoir au présent has been conjugated to j'ai. You remember we cannot say je because je has a vowel, and avoir also begins with a vowel. So one of them has to die, and then we put an apostrophe. That's where j'ai comes from. And live. When you negate that verb, the verb in this case is j'ai. You don't negate the whole sentence. You just negate j'ai, which has avoir. Now negate avoir. When you negate avoir, it becomes je n'ai and je n'ai pas and live. And in this case, je n'ai pas, no also apostrophe, because no begins with, no has a vowel and have also begins with a vowel. So je n'ai pas to live. And be keen here, I think you've seen here somewhere here that and live has now changed to do live. I hope you can see that. It has changed to do live. This do has come from the rule that says all the indefinite articles in French, which are un, do, and they change to do when you're negating it. So when you're negating a sentence that has an indefinite article, we will say the indefinite article must change to do. That is one of the rules, one of the basic rules of negations that you must also have at your fingertips. That is why in this case, it will change from je n'ai pas and live to je n'ai pas do live, in order to make this in order to make use of that small rule that we have in French. Another rule that maybe I think we'll also take into consideration is the fact that when the verb starts with H or a vowel, silent letter H, a vowel or a Y, you remember Y is also a vowel in French. So when it starts with those, that no must also kill the vowel of in no and take an apostrophe to make it no apostrophe, and then you put the verb. That verb that now starts with a vowel or silent letter H. In this case, for example, we'll say you can use an example of the example that we just used above there. J'ai and live. That avoir, I've told you it begins with a vowel, that's why it becomes je n'ai pas d'olive. Je n'ai pas. Now that on NO, the O in NO must die in order to give us that N apostrophe and follow the rules of negations. Yes. Then finally, something that might be remaining, that is what I've just told you. Then I want us now to start doing a small exercise, because this was basically a very short subtopic concerning negations, basic negations in French. That is why it's very short. Now I want us to try and use the rules that we've just learned to do some small exercise here. And please, when you are answering, I want you to be audible enough so that I can hear you. La négation exercice. Mettez les phrases suivantes à la forme négative. Vous habitez à Nairobi. I will help you with this one for a start, so then you can answer the rest. Vous habitez à Nairobi. In this case, we have been told to negate this sentence, and the first rule, as usual, is to find the verb in the sentence. And the verb in this case is habiter. That is why we are going to conjugate. That is our point of interest in the sentence. You don't stress yourself with any other thing that you don't know the meaning in the sentence. Just look for the verb and then you negate it. Vous habitez à Nairobi. In this case, habiter begins with silent letter H. That is why we're going to answer it with vous n'habitez pas. Vous n'habitez pas à Nairobi. I hope I'm clear enough. And then numéro 2. Who's going to try that? Bravi Wainaina, please tell us that. Bravi Wainaina.
Yes.
Tell us the answer.
So to which question?
You are not seeing the questions?
No, I'm seeing the one for negating a French verb, the indefinite articles.
I repeat the part for indefinite articles.
No, that is the one I'm seeing.
Yes. I can't hear you. Please be audible.
No, I'm saying
yes.
that the part that I'm saying is the one for negating a French verb, the indefinite articles.
Now what are you seeing? Can't you see the one
Yes.
for the exercise?
Yes, now I see.
You can see it?
Yes.
Yes, I have just told you number one.
Mm-hmm.
For number one, I've given you the answer because it was the first one.
Yes.
I've told you when we are conjugating, when we are negating a sentence in French, we just pay attention to the verb. We don't pay attention to any other part of the sentence, because that is our point of interest in the verb, in the sentence. I've given you the answer for number one. The verb in that sentence was habiter. Vous habitez à Nairobi. That was our point of interest. Habiter was our point of interest. That is the verb. That's why we've negated it to vous n'habitez pas à Nairobi. Now I want you to give us the answer for number two. Bravi, oui. Bravi, we're waiting for you.
Elle ne joue
Who else? Oui?
Elle ne joue pas au football.
Oui. Elle ne joue pas au football, not au football, au football. D'accord.
Oui, d'accord.
Yeah, très bien. Numéro 3. Je mange du pain. What is the verb in the sentence? Collins Njuguna, tell us the verb and please negate it. Collins Njuguna.
Yes.
Tell us the answer for that. Tell us which one is the verb in this sentence and negate it in that number 2.
Joue.
No, number 3, sorry, not number 2.
Mange. Eat.
Manger.
Yeah.
Can you say it correctly? Is it manger or manger? Remember, pronunciations, remember.
Mange.
Na hapa pia
Alex Mbui, I can see you have a question. Tell us what is it?
It's not a question. I wanted to answer the question.
Okay.
Yes, answer it.
Je ne mange pas du pain.
It is correct, but now work on your pronunciation. You can say it better than that. Je
ne mange pas du pain.
Je ne mange pas du pain. D'accord.
Oui, d'accord.
Yes. Numéro 4. Numéro 4. Number 4, who is going to try it? Number 4. Nous sommes en classe. Roy Wanjuki.
Nous ne sommes pas en classe.
Nous ne sommes pas en classe. D'accord.
Oui, d'accord.
Some comes from which verb?
Être.
Yes, from the verb être. That is where from the verb. That is where the verb it comes from. It has been conjugated in the third person, the second person plural. It becomes some. Nous sommes en classe. Nous ne sommes pas en classe. Numéro 5. Ils ont des examens. Who is going to try that? Ils ont des examens. Somebody. Parsley Akim.
Mr. Baraza, can you hear me? Mr. Baraza,
Yes.
can you disable annotation? Because your students are tampering with your screen. Just disable annotation.
Just a moment. Parsley Akim, tell us the answer.
Monsieur, ils n'ont on passe dos examens.
Ils n'ont
Passe pas dos examens.
Yes, but now you remember on comes from the verb avoir for the third person plural. Ils sont des examens. Now for the negations, you remember you have to also pronounce it the same way as you've written it, not to bring about the aspect of being a difference, being a how will I call it? We don't want no and on to look like two words. It should be ils n'ont pas des examens. D'accord?
Oui, d'accord.
Firstly, numéro 6. Est-ce qu'il est en vacances? Who's going to try that? Est-ce qu'il est en vacances? Somebody. Alex Mboui?
Yes. Est-ce qu'il n'est pas en vacances?
No, you've already been given how to. You've already been given how to start the answer with. We have no there.
Sorry. It will be non, il n'est pas en vacances.
Ils ne sont pas
en vacances.
Ils ne sont pas. Non.
Il
n'est pas en vacances. Il n'est pas.
Oui.
Just a moment. I don't know who is drawing on our chart. Just a moment, please. The second one, the number 7. Number 7 is going to try it. Please, who is doing this? Number 7. Dominic Kipkemoy.
Number D.
Nimeshanga. Lakini tunawezanga
Chichi, si hizo.
Hapana.
Is there anybody who is having a question?
Okay, is everyone able to hear me?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, let's continue for the meantime. Are you hearing me?
Chokarang.
Yes.
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 Yes. Okay, so the next question. So the next question was saying vas-tu regarder? The next question. So the next question. Continue. Okay, who can try answering the next question? The one saying vas-tu regarder la télévision? Are you going to watch the TV? Vas-tu regarder la télévision? If you can raise your hand maybe. Okay, can you see the question? Can you see the question?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
9:55.
Okay, we'll try answering it.
9:56. Sorry. Hey.
Who will try answering it? You can raise your hand.
So who can answer that question? Who can answer that question? Yes, Alex.
Mnanisikia?
Yes.
So the question is saying, je suis végétarien. So
Yes.
the verb there is suis, and to negate it, we put ne preceding it and pas after it. So je ne suis pas végétarien.
Good. That is correct. The other one is and then that one. What is the yes, puzzle?
Yes, Kian.
Answer the question, please.
I answer.
Yes.
So it will be Je ne parle pas français.
Correct. That is correct. Let me try and see if there's another one. Sorry. What about that question? Nous pouvons venir ce soir. Oh, I'll try and answer that one. Nous pouvons venir ce soir. Okay, for those who are saying that they can't understand, what we are doing is we are putting no and pa between, that sandwiching the verb, so to say. You take no to be in front of the verb and pa after the verb. So in the case for je parle français, it is going to be je ne parle pas français. And that is saying I do not speak French. To those who are saying that they are finding it difficult to understand. Yes, Alex Mbui. Yes. Okay. Alex Mbui.
What was the question? There's a person who is darkening the nini.
Wait a minute. Okay, let me write it very fast. Yes, that is the question. No pouvons venir ce soir. Alex, or anybody else who wants to answer, please raise the hand.
So the meaning of the sentence, I think it is, we can come tonight. Is it correct, Brave?
Yes, yes, yes.
That's the meaning.
Yes, that is the meaning. We can come tonight.
So so we are going to negate and say we cannot come tonight. So it will be nous ne pouvons pas venir ce soir.
That is the answer. Correct. That is the answer. As I was saying, for those who are not understanding, what we are doing is we are putting the nous before and pas after the verb, and the verb here is pouvons. So that is what we are doing there. Here's another one. It's a bit tricky, but yes. Yes, that one is meaning I'm waiting for you. And what will be the negation? Anybody? Anybody who can answer? Okay, the answer here is, let me just write it. It's like that. I'm not waiting for you. That is the answer. Yes, Paisley, do you have a question? Tell me whether you can hear anything. Can you hear anything, Alex?
Play. You have posted the nini.
Ulikuwa unasikia lakini.
Hebu finya tena.
Yes.
Ai, hapana.
Hauko unasikia
Umepose.
No, nasema
Umepose, hebu finya.
nasema ulikuwa unasikia. Na sasa hiyo hata sasa hiyo usikii.
Bado.
Okay.
Sasa iko sawa.
Because the other part will cover the negations that we use in the passé composé, how to use negation in French with the passé composé, as in past tense, and in a question. You will see that it is quite tricky. But today, let's concentrate on simple negations using a present tense. It is slightly tricky, might not come naturally to you, and that's why you need to use it in a lot of examples. And that's my plan today, is to show you quite a few sentences, okay? So you get used to different situations. Okay, what you need to do, and remember we are doing simple negations here, is that it comes in two parts, okay? Ne pas, okay? Remember well, ne pas. As you see here, I left a gap between the ne and the pas. That gap is for the verb, okay? The verb, okay? So, for example, and I'm going to keep it very simple here, you want to say, I am not vegetarian, for example, okay? So let's start with what it is without a negation. I am vegetarian will be je suis végétarien. Je suis végétarien, okay? I am vegetarian. If you're a girl, végétarienne, obviously. Now, you want to use the simple negation, ne pas. Where do you put the ne and where do you put the pas? Right. So here we go. It goes here. Je ne suis pas végétarien. And that means I am not vegetarian. Okay? So what I've done is very simple. I've put a ne, suis, and pas. Suis because we know that the verb is suis, to be here. Okay? So let's have a look at another example, not using I am, using I speak French. Je parle français. I speak French. But how do you say to someone, I don't speak French, using the simple negation adverb ne pas. Yes, you would say je ne parle pas. Très bien. Je ne parle pas français. I do not speak French. Okay? So remember that if you hear the word pas, it means not. Okay? It means not. Not necessarily no. Sometimes you won't hear the no. Okay? But you will definitely hear the pas, which means not. Does it mean no? No is non. Not is pas. Another example. Nous pouvons venir ce soir. Nous pouvons venir ce soir. Nous pouvons, we can, venir, to come, ce soir, tonight. We can come tonight. But we want to say, we can't come tonight. How are you going to do that? Okay, we cannot come tonight. Now remember, spot the verb first. The first verb conjugated is pouvons, which means we can. Okay, that's the verb you want, not venir. Okay, the main verb is pouvons. So, nous ne pouvons pas venir ce soir. Okay, we cannot come tonight. Nous ne pouvons pas venir ce soir. Okay, remember, venir here is not the main verb of that sentence. The conjugated verb is pouvons, pouvoir, to be able to. Now, another example. Je t'attends. Je t'attends. I am waiting for you. And the you here is the T apostrophe. Je t'attends. I am waiting for you. Okay? But how do you say I am not waiting?
Sauti imeisha. Bravi, sauti imeisha.